Welcome to Rich Conversations. This is another one of our Rich Reflections, where we're going to take about 30 to 50 minutes out of our day to simply just think more intentionally about our own life. And through this reflection, we'll be able to, maybe not immediately, but over time and through habit, gain more clarity in the direction we want to go in life. And I'm actually in the cow yard right now. I got done with a little workout, flipping tires. So I didn't feel like taking a shower and getting ready and recording, so we're just doing it right now. And we'll start this session like we do every session, and that's just 5 minutes of breathing. So I'm going to set a timer here for 5 minutes. And also it's just like gorgeous. It might be like 60 degrees, which normally would be, doesn't seem that warm, but you know, this Wisconsin weather, the sun is out, it's setting, but yeah, just a beautiful day. So it's nice to be outside and record outside. This is our first recording outside this year. So 5 minutes, here we go. And we're just simply just breathing in and out. If it helps, count in 1, breathe out 1, or use the words in and then out. But try to sit up straight, and if thoughts come to mind, simply just let them pass. They're not important right now. Just want to focus on the breath. All right. So that was 5 minutes of breathing. How do we feel? Feel good? Like we want to flip some tires? It wasn't that bad of a workout. This week has been kind of, actually the last couple of weeks, kind of building the runway, designing and building the runway for next week. Next week is going to be quite something. In terms of the workout, I'm building up to, I don't know if I said this, but the first question is, what are we grateful for? Let's start with that. Grateful just to have, a body that's very capable, very fresh, very full of energy and vitality, that we can flip this tire. You want to see me flip it? Check this out. Yeah, like last summer I was doing 4 sets of 5 minutes. Set a timer for 5 minutes and just flip the tire as many times as I can. Then in the fall, I wrote a novel, and that pretty much took up a lot of my time, and I didn't really work out much. And I lost a lot of mass. I lost weight. And now I can only do I have been doing 3 sets of 3 minutes and then 25 push-ups after those. Building back up. But yeah, just grateful for this beautiful day. We're going to have a nice, beautiful stretch here. Haven't been able to say that this year about Wisconsin. And I'm here for it. So, what's something that we're building a runway for? Or I like to kind of think of things with physics and like a rocket ship. So what is our launch pad? What have we been preparing for, say, next week? For me, I'm working on 3 books to publish this month. And so 2 I was working on early this morning. And then I was on the tractor for 6 hours today. It's planting season. And then I came back to the farmhouse, flipped some tires, and we're recording now. I'm using this instead of my notebook, my phone. I apologize if I'm all out of sorts. I haven't recorded one of these after a workout. It wasn't that bad of a workout, like I said. I might have almost thrown up a couple times, but pretty light, I would say. So the third question, I like my workouts to be intense and then rest. Intense and then rest. And have a little bit more weight behind them. So when it is intense, it's substantial. And I think about when I'm on the tractor, we either go full throttle or idle. There's no in between, really. And that's how I live life. Full throttle and then idle, right? So I'll usually go hard for 3 to 4 weeks And then that week after that, I rest and just kind of recharge, recuperate, and then kind of visualize the next 3 to 4 weeks ahead. I personally like that. I don't like the going half. I don't like doing that. Full throttle or idle. So think about in terms of how we like to approach life. Like how do you approach life? Is there something that you interact with or have experience with in your life where you can kind of pull a metaphor like that of how you want to live and approach things? Like being on the farm, I'm familiar with full throttle and idle, and so I see the output that comes from that. Certainly in terms of like growing plants, so what's something in your life you're able to make kind of a comparison or make kind of a bridge or a metaphor, or I don't know, something you could apply? These birds are so interesting. There's just a couple blue jays. I don't know if they're the same ones. I see them in different spots. I don't know how common blue jays are. That there be like multiple ones, or is it just the same one kind of like roaming around? I hear they're bullies, blue jays. I was observing, there's kind of like this cat dish. We have like 3 wild cats, and we'll put some food out. And so there's this expired chicken breast, and I put it in there. And then I see like moments later, there's these 2 little birds, and then this bigger one. And the bigger one, it's not that big, but it's bigger than the smaller ones. And they're just kind of like chirping and like intimidating the little ones to like back off so it can eat. So what's something in nature that we've noticed recently? I think that's a healthy thing. I was thinking about it on the tractor today. How when I'm observing nature, I'm a lot more present, and I'm not busy in my head. I think what we want to be doing, and this is a reason why we do this, is to be as present as possible, to train our minds and train ourselves to really be here now, experience this, and be grateful for it. And think about what we want out of life so that we can really appreciate those moments and the time we have here on Earth, right? Because it ends. So we want to enjoy these moments. And I think when I'm not present, I don't notice nature at all, almost. At least I'm not observing what's happening and what's going on around me with nature. So what's something we've noticed in nature recently? I've been really noticing these hawks lately. They're just always keeping an eye out. They're so majestic in the air. Not quite as majestic. I saw 2 bald eagles a couple of months back. They were big. They were big, and it was almost like they were playing in the air together. It was really cool. Yeah, just a lot of cool things out here noticing about nature. I'm really grateful for like this. Being on the tractor for 6 hours is like nothing now, because I have access to so much while I'm driving. That when I was younger, it was not as fun, because there'd be the few radio stations, and then you couldn't hear it over the cabs weren't as like soundproof, and the stereos were always kind of like broken, the speakers, and then there's just ads all the time on the radio, and you're switching back and forth, and it's just like then the songs would repeat, and here I can just listen to stimulating conversations. I still have access to every song like ever recorded with Spotify, and makes time go by pretty quickly. So what's something about technology that we appreciate? I hear owls a lot. That's something I like really didn't pay attention to, or didn't quite hear before I moved back to the farm, is owls. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Never see them though. I never see the owls. I was going to go exploring in the woods over the weekend, looking for trees, because I'm going to build some more farm chairs for the summer, for the fire pit. And over the winter, when I was going through walks in the woods, I identified, some trees that could be used. They were like the same width. For the wood that I needed for this chair that would fit the dimensions, and I was like, I gotta do it soon. I kept delaying, I kept procrastinating, and I was like, a couple days. Not today, but maybe like tomorrow or Tuesday. And then like 2 or 3 days later, there's so much green in the woods. Pretty remarkable how quick. And I couldn't see through the woods that I couldn't see the trees, the wood that had fallen. So now I gotta chop some down. Some pignut hickories. Perfect for what I'm building. What's a project, like an outdoorsy project that we've done in our life, maybe recently or in the past, that we've enjoyed? I was thinking about Yellowstone lately, National Park, and that experience. I went there with my car. It was just me, and I remember I was sleeping in my car at night, and like I woke up in the middle of the night, and I'm like, oh, holy shit. I look out the window, and it's so bright from the stars. The sky is so bright. I get out of my car, and I just look up the sky, and it was so magical. And on the way to Yellowstone, actually, I remember I was driving down this highway. What highway is that? I don't remember. But I was in Wyoming, and I literally just pulled over to the side of the road, and then got out and just looked up, and it was awesome. So do you have an experience like that in nature or the outdoors, or if you've been to a national park, like what did you see, and how did it make you feel? Doing a lot of outdoors. I'm outdoors, and then all of a sudden now I'm talking about the outdoors a lot. Feels good to be outside. Yeah. I don't like the gray. I don't like the gray and the wetness and the teetering between winter and nice weather. You know, the 40s. Low 50s, you can have that. This is something that's kind of come up on my radar more. I feel very isolated from it. Because it's not my experience, is like the scrolling and always being on the phone. I can feel the pull. You know, it is like a slot machine in the pocket, but I have some stopgap measures that I have in place that I just I can put the brakes on it really quickly, but it seems like others don't have that, and it can really suck you in and consume you. So let's just take a little inventory of how we spend our time consuming social media. For me, it's mostly nothing really new. So I get off of it. What do I spend the most time on? Instagram is number one. But it's usually just to I don't know, interact. I check a sports app, the Score. I use the Score. I was really disappointed with the ESPN app after a while. So I switched to the Score a few years ago. Maybe there's a better one. I don't know. What do you guys use if you follow sports? Yeah, so take inventory of our social media consumption, and in what ways can we be healthier? I feel like that's a fair question, kind of like a gut check, intuition, like what? Let's be honest here. How can we get better with this? It's not bad. It's just at all. It's just being intentional about how we choose to use it. Or I guess who we choose to follow or consume from. I was thinking about this with content. I've been working on these books every month this year, and was really energized by it. That just these other forms of books aren't content. They're literary excursions, literary pieces of work. There's thoughts that go into it. That feels a lot more meaningful than just putting a podcast episode up and then it's just the vastness of the internet just swallows it up in seconds. That's what I've been missing over the last 4 years or so, doing the podcast. I love a lot of different aspects of the podcast and YouTube and recording, but man, putting out a book is sweet. And these ones we're working on this month are different. They're interesting. I'm going to do my first hardcover called Vinyl Records. And it's my vinyl record collection. Taking photos of them, using AI for a description of the album's significance in music or culturally, and then I'm gonna write a blurb of why I own it or kind of a story about it. So that's been fun. Then working on a compilation of science clips from podcast episodes and guests, and putting packaging them together a concept book to create a first volume, and it was so energizing starting to put that together. And then today I hit a wall with the fonts. I haven't decided on the fonts, and it completely halted the entire progress of working on it. So what's something small that has tripped us up recently? And it's just kind of I can't believe this. We're working on this big project, and then something so small, the details, the font size or the font, which font to use. So I need to get some consultation on it. That's important. I feel like font is important, you know? Details. All right, we're going to start wrapping up. Thanks for being here. The sun's starting to go down. Or it has been going down, but it's on the horizon. The sunsets here out in the country are so gorgeous. Every single day. This summer, I want to take like a photo of every sunset. And do something with it, you know? So let's stay curious. What are we curious about recently? I'm curious about how this hardcover book comes out, because then I can expand my perspective and horizon of like what else I can do with it. Yeah. All right. And our last question, what are we energized for in the next week? I love that question. Mainly because it helps. I think it's important to have something that fills us up with energy, that makes us feel alive, something to look forward to, and just gives us more drive of, yeah, I'm grateful to be alive and to have the opportunity to experience this in the next week. It's a great thing. And lately, I've been really energized by creating these books. It's intense. We're putting out 3 books. We did last month 3 books. And I'm aiming for another 3 books this month, and working as a team and each collaborating and doing our parts. And but it's been tense because it's planting season, so I'm on the tractor, I'm on the farm, and I do tech consulting on the side. So there's not enough hours in the day, I guess, or there's plenty of hours in the day, but I've really had to compartmentalize and prioritize and just like be precise in the actions I take on a level that I haven't experienced in a while. And I really enjoy that challenge. It's challenging. It's intense, but I love that like every minute of the day is quite meaningful. And as the sun is setting, so is this Rich Reflections session. Thank you for being here. I hope you're having fun. This should be fun. Like life should be fun. And that's determined by our actions and the meaning we put into them. We want life to feel more like play. We're only here for a brief moment of time. Let's enjoy it. Let's have fun. Let's do things that fill us up with not only joy, but energy and purpose and fulfillment and all that good stuff. And stuff like this helps. Taking a step back, breathing, and just, reflecting, but not really indulging on overthinking, you know? Let's just take a step back and then, you know, take action moving forward. So thank you for being here. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time. Inspire the future.